Hello, hello, welcome to another edition of the Captain's Corner podcast, take three. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Moose Harris. Joining me, we got KCK, Luke Driscoll, and Liam Ryan. How are we, boys?
Yeah, I'm good, Matty. How are you going?
I am tired, but I think we are all tired, so yay.
I am bad after the loss on Monday, but it is okay now.
At least he's made it to week three.
At least he's made it to the finals.
That was the next thing I was going to say. But yeah, bloody got that footy's finals fever, bloody got a bunch of games up on Sunday, which is first time we've ever had games on a Sunday, which is going to be fun. I have a lot of footy to watch on Sunday because I'm going to the Roosters Warriors game, and that's going to be, probably going to tear up. It's Jared's 300. But enough about the NRL. We should get straight into the finals matches, the prelim finals. Let me just scroll to the right page. We'll start off with the game you guys don't want to talk about. The Storm versus the Titans. 30 points to 16 to the Storm. Not surprised, sadly. I felt like the Storm's defense was just too much. And then your errors killed you.
Oh my god. Don't get. Bro, like our errors, they have killed us all finals. I genuinely think that. Have we made like close to 10 errors in every game? Like, Jesus, it's. Yeah, 10-9, and then the first week we made something ridiculous as
I
well.
think it was like 13 or 14 or something.
14, yeah, that's horrendous. But sadly, I don't think it's like a lot of the time. It's not even our. It's just the AI that controls it. It's
We
not.
don't talk about the AI on this podcast. We pretend it's real.
Oh, sorry.
We gotta believe. We gotta believe.
Believe, baby.
Yeah, no. The only shining light to come out of that game is I was 260 coins richer. Thanks, Riley. Thanks, Storm, for a 9 to 18.
Oh god, that was bloody. I didn't even get my bet for the freaking fullback thing. Only two of them scored.
You legit almost scored right on the full-time buzzer.
I don't even actually. I think I turned it off. To be fair,
Like you
I
got a
literally
bat back, and then you stepped, but then like pushed forward, but you fell like a meter short. And I was just like,
I
that's
turned it off
that's
after
probably
like
the bet
70
gone.
minutes.
You poor thing.
Yeah, I wasn't happy.
What's your take on the game, Luke?
Oh, look, I think Liam sort of covered it, really. You know, like the errors are the issue, and it's been a plaguing issue in certain games this season. More so, particularly that first round of the finals, what, six forward or seven forward pass in the second half. So, yeah, look, it is what it is.
Have
You
you
know,
guys
we'll be back.
have you guys secretly signed bloody Tim James, and like he's just come
No.
over early to teach us how to pass, or?
Oh, shut up.
No, we re-signed Ash Crutcher.
I mean, wouldn't it just be signed?
He's taught us how to do it.
Wouldn't it be a signing because he's at the Broncos currently?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
Luke.
Get it right, Luke. Get it right.
Wasn't a forward pass.
No comment.
Hey, me and you, Luke, would know a thing or two about forward passes too, right?
Yeah, we definitely would.
Yeah.
But more so, particularly, they both of them weren't forward. Ref's blind.
You know what? I will concede both weren't, if it means like saying that mine wasn't.
But I said in the commentary of that game that it didn't look forward. Like I've seen more forward passes get given away, like not be called. So
Yeah.
So relatively surprising, I guess.
Speaking of surprising, Bulldogs versus the Knights. Knights going over 30-20. What an upset. Didn't expect that one. But then Knights have been punching above their weight for a while now. I got in the notes, bloody Knights are giant killers. Um, their defense is just great. Bulldogs just made errors when it counted most. Like you guys make errors, but you just make errors all the time. They really just made the errors when it mattered. But yeah, bloody well done to the Knights. Thank you, Charlie Butler. You went for the 2 when you were down by 6 to get your 8 points to get everyone coins. You are a legend. Thank you so much.
Ooh.
Like he got me my my +8 for that, so that was great. But yeah, what did you think of the game, boys?
I could see it happening. The Knights winning. Not saying anything against the Bulldogs because, I mean, they deserve to make it that far, and I think they were heavy favourites. Like, you don't think 8th spot's going to sneak past, but when you got explosive players like Dom Pongston, Miko Rashford on your team, like, you just can't count them out.
What about
Uh,
bloody Bo Sadler? Hasn't he come into a rich run of form?
I know. He was underrated. Very underrated this season. He actually was really good all season.
I haven't seen him this good since season 3 in his premiership run.
Yeah, well, he's on another premiership run now with the Knights, obviously.
I honestly hope so, because I do not want the Storm winning.
Yeah, I really would like to see the Knights win a premiership.
Like Will K's bad enough after a premiership, but I honestly am dreading even thinking about Riley Murray winning a premiership. Like,
Oh no, he's won a Mines premiership. That's
he was cocky. He was cocky after that. He still goes on about the Blue Tongues. So, yeah, no. Please, Knights, do all of the SRL a favour. I think even some of the Storm players don't even want to win because they don't want to see that. I don't even know.
Laughing at your ass there.
I don't even know. Probably none. But I just wanted to talk some shit. But yeah, bloody Storm v Knights grand final should be interesting. But we'll cover that a little later in the program. Should we get to the season reviews?
Sure.
Yeah. So I've gone in order of their dismissal. So we'll start with the Raiders. Wherever the fuck that is. There it is. I'm blind as a fucking bat. So we've got the Raiders finishing in 7th. 6 wins, 7 losses. Scored 318, which is quite a lot of points. But conceded 297. So differential of only 21. They lost their finals match, which they shouldn't have. They were up 16-0. Lost by a point to the Broncos. Personally, I think their best game was against the Bulldogs when they beat them 36-16. In their worst game, I've done against the Roosters, losing 28-12. Do we?
Yep.
We agree with those?
They peaked. Yep. Yeah, they peaked too early.
Yeah.
Like Canberra were looking really, really strong. Faded at the back end of the season.
See, I didn't really. I'd have to disagree on that. They were inconsistent the whole way through. They couldn't get. I believe I wrote it here, but the entire season they couldn't win 2 games in a row. It was like loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, 3 losses in a row, win, loss, or whatever. It was not a good bloody season for them. Very inconsistent. It probably was unfortunate for them in the end to be with the controversies they had, losing Vi King, the blow up from one of their leadership who just up and dipped. Unfortunate for them, they weren't able to go back to back. Only
I'm not
only
complaining.
only a select few can do that. Um,
Fuck Manly.
Yep.
sorry, I can't hear you. The rings are in the way. Um, anyways, for the best player for the Raiders, I think it's no shocker. I've gone with Wally Allen.
Gee, Eli Barnes would have to be close to that, wouldn't he? He was pretty
I
good.
felt like Wally Allen was good throughout. Eli Barnes was just good when they were on top.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how
yeah.
it is with Eli though. Like a lot of the
He's rocks
time
and
he's
diamonds.
in previous seasons. I feel like it was a bit different, where he was like he sometimes can get them out of a hole, but generally I always feel that Eli's only shows up in the
Yeah,
when they're in front, and he can't really dig them out of the hole
yeah.
when they're in trouble.
So commentators will say if Eli's having a good game, the Raiders are having a good game. He's carrying them, but it's like it's not the case. If the Raiders forwards aren't laying the platform, he can't really capitalize off it.
Yeah,
And if the halves aren't linking well, which you'd expect Luke Thompson and Jack O'Neill to be able to link up because they've done it in the past. But yeah, they didn't gel well, and it wasn't to be.
Although Luke Thompson played a lot of good games. Like, he did have some standout games where he definitely took control. And generally, when he played well, the Raiders were
Yeah,
winning.
those games he took control generally were the games that Eli Barnes was performing because Thompson was giving him that nice early ball, giving Barnes those breaks. So, you know, um, in terms of the rating, I've given them a D plus. I expected more from them. They didn't deliver. They were too inconsistent. So I don't feel like they should have even gotten a C. Would you say that's a fair enough? Fair enough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
Like considering they're the
fair
reigning
enough, I
premiers,
guess.
to get bundled out first round of the finals, it's
Especially when they were very close to cracking into the top four.
that's it. All right, now I really don't feel like giving them a review, but the Grobbados, 7 wins, 6 losses. I can't read this. 305 for 316 against, with a minus 11 for and against. Lost in the first round of the finals to the Knights, the eventual grand finalists. I've gone their best game 48-28 versus the Titans. And their worst game being 30-12 against Parramatta.
Yep.
Thanks. Yep.
Um,
I need a more
Yep.
response to that.
They punched above their weight this season. I don't think anybody featured them in the top 8.
Yeah,
So
that was my first line. They did a lot better than most expected.
yeah, so they punched above their weight. So yeah,
Yeah, they fell
Yep.
short when it mattered most. I think I wrote here they got dismantled by the eventual grand finalist. And then I think what they need to improve in the most, I think their wingers really need to step up.
I think that from what I'm hearing for next season, they're gonna improve in that area. But yeah, South's on a season
Is that
review.
because Joey Kelly or
Maybe I'm referring to another guy, but anyway, we'll
I feel like
talk about their
I feel
season.
like it's definitely him because he's outwardly stated he's heading south.
Anyway, but the season review, I feel like it was a great season for Souths. They really had a good season under Tyrone Clay. I think that, as you said, a lot of people did not even expect them to finish 10th when they finished in the top 8. So a really good season. I think that they did well to recognise their forward pack strengths in Jesse Bennett in the props. Because if not, I feel like they would have been out a lot of games. In the middle, they were really strong at times, and
Well,
I was thoroughly
speaking of
impressed with what I saw from Souths.
speaking of Jesse Bennett is the best player for Grubs in my opinion for the season. So
Oh, by far,
by
far.
far.
Exactly.
Whenever Jesse Bennett was firing, you couldn't stop him. He was just a wrecking ball.
I think he got like 2 or 3 doubles in the season too, which is crazy for a prop.
Yeah.
Man, Junior.
South poached him.
Are you just
Oh,
gonna
me.
are you just gonna pop in to do Manly comments and that's it, Kane? Or...
No, I was also going to say I was quite impressed by the Rabbitohs this year. Making the top 8's no easy feat. And they got in there, credit to them. Yeah, they may have bailed out pretty quick, but they overperformed when everyone thought they were going to be sitting down the bottom. So credit to them.
Well, I gave him a C.
I see.
They got a pass mark.
was-
They're not getting anything more than that from me.
I would say A-.
Fuck no.
I was saying B plus. So
I was
Like
just-
absolute maximum, like a B minus.
no,
They
no, like,
they did
They
did
played
better
well.
than expected, but was still shit.
No, so that's just not the point. They exceeded expectations.
Yeah, well, I expected it. I expected an F. They're getting a C. The fact I've given them a C, it should be like signs enough that, all right, good enough.
No, it's a B minimum.
Anyway,
I'd give them a B for
yeah,
sure.
fucking, yeah, all right. You have the right to your opinions, whether they're wrong or not. Now let's move on.
You're like right.
Anyways,
You
so the Broncos finishing
Roosters
sixth,
bias.
seven wins, 6 losses, scoring 276, having 316 against with a minus 40 for and against. They had that come from behind win over the Raiders, followed by a smashing from the Titans in the finals. Their best game, because they didn't exactly have any big blowout games, their biggest margin was a boring contest against bloody Manly, 18-6. So I've gone their best game being the 25-24 over the Warriors. That was a good game to watch, so that's what's going to be picked for that. And their worst game, I've done the finals match against the Titans, 30-10. Would we agree with that, boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright,
Yeah,
sweet.
it was alright.
I like how whenever I ask if you agree, it's just yap, and you just don't fucking add anything.
Yeah.
God damn it! What are we, the
Yeah, but
bloody
it's the
opening
Broncos.
sequence to King of the
Who
Hill?
cares about them?
Yep, mm-hmm. God damn it!
It's kind of how it is.
That's a bloody callback to fucking a decent show. Yeah, so for their season, like, so many of their games were close. Like, decided by 6 points or less. Most of their wins were decided by that. Bar a couple of floggings against them. I think Storm flogged them. You guys flogged them, of course, and then I think there was one other. I think Raiders did them in.
Was it?
I think it might have been. I did this all last night. It would be fresh if I did it today. But yeah, bloody... I'll say one thing about the Broncos. They were good to watch. Like, they weren't really structured. They didn't have the best discipline at times, but when they scored pretty, and it was just good footy to watch. Generally, it was an exciting contest when you watched them. Case in point, the Broncos-Warriors game. The game against the Cowboys, they scored in the last minute to win that one. So they don't shy away from those bloody good games. So yeah, good on them, I reckon. I've given them a high rating.
Grimy team this season.
And they also pretty comfortably beat the Sea Eagles in round 12 too.
Shut up.
It was a boring game, but it was just like it was never a
Eagles never
contest.
looked like scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sea Eagles never looked like scoring after they scored that first one.
Yep.
You know, and if you'd won that game, you would have been in the top 8.
Should have been in the top 8.
Alternatively, if Parramatta would have won against the Knights and you just beat us at the Titans, you would have made the top 8.
Should have
You'd have
been
squeezed
top
in.
8 already if it wasn't for the fucking 2.
Womp womp.
Unlucky many.
Shut up, we beat you, Ryan.
No.
Just checking. Did you beat the Roosters this season?
No, we don't talk about that game, and you know why. That wasn't a KCK team. That was a Billy King team.
We don't say his name.
Yep, well, I said it.
I've said it.
Anyways, I've given a rating of B because I expected them to do shit, and they didn't. And the fact they beat the Premiers in the finals got them up from a B minus. And their best player, I couldn't really think of one, but then I thought about it for a bit, and I went with Jackson Allison.
That would have been my choice.
That's where we get your opinion on that, Titans boys. Come on, I know you're out of the finals, but you don't need to bloody clock out of the podcast too.
Hey, shut up, man. I'm in grave. Well, you know that.
Yeah, no, they performed a lot better than a lot of people that had them, which was good for them. I thought they were quite strong at times through the middle, and they lacked a bit of execution on the wings. I thought, or in the backs, really. But they did enough and played a very gritty season and performed quite well in the end. So it was good season for them.
There we go. Oh fuck. Next one is the Roosters.
Fucking F.
You can get effed.
No, F.
Anyways, Roosters finishing fourth, 7 wins, 6 losses, scored 312, had 233 against with a plus 79 for and against. Surprisingly, we had the second best defence in the comp, by far. But we weren't close to first either. Finals losses to both the eventual grand finalists. Our best game, in my opinion, was against the Sharks, 34-6. Our worst game, no surprise, was our first game against the Storm, where we lost 30-18.
I don't know. How about that game against the Titans? Squandered the
No,
lead.
because we at least played good for like 50. The Storm game, we just played bad from the first minute to the last
When you
minute.
should have won.
We had like 5 minutes of good footy where Blake Hurden set up a few tries and scored one, but that was it.
Yeah. So not for the second 40 then.
Well, it was the second 40 that Blake Hurden actually played good in the Storm game. It seemed like we were kind of like flat track bullies. We kind of put a number on like the lower sides. But when it came to versing the top 4 and all that jazz, we just couldn't get it done. And then
So
it
the
got
complete opposite to the Titans.
yeah, and then it got to a point near the end of the season where we're just losing to everyone. Like we lost, including the finals, we won 2 games and lost 6 of our last 8 games. So it was just we fell apart, which as a captain disappoints me deeply. In terms of the start of the season, as I've said previously, top 4 was the goal. That was what I was willing to give a pass mark for. But the fact that we scraped into the top 4 after if we won 2 of our last 4 games, or 2 of our last 3, sorry, we could have easily got that top 4. But we had to verse the other team, have to beat them to get it. If we lost it, we weren't going to be in the top 4. We scraped in. We lost to Eels and the Knights, which at the time weren't looking to be anything special. In terms of top 8, like Eels were like they were on that run to maybe just scrape into the 8. But when we're in the top 4, we're still expected to beat those sides, and we just didn't. And then we then just fell apart in the finals too. We got close, but just it wasn't enough, sadly. In terms of best player, I've got Milo Kerrigan. No shocker there. He was easily our best. And
Yeah, I'd agree with that too.
yeah,
Actually, Milo Kerrigan was solid all season. Like you could not fault what he done.
yeah. I think he had like 6 or 7 tries, a couple of try assists as well.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
And in terms of rating, I gave a C plus.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Milo, I think he was very, very good. Showed his prowess as a second rower. I still feel like he's a very underrated player. To be honest, like a lot of people don't give him the credit he deserves.
I've been
It's
saying this since
he
day
goes under
one.
the radar.
I'd have to agree with that exact statement. I believe he's very underrated, which surprises me because he comes out each week and proves he's one of the top players in his position.
See, I remember in season 5, like I brought him in as a rookie. At this time, he wasn't allowed to play second row because he's a lock primary. And I decided to give him his first start in place of Punchy because Punchy was on his way out for reasons we don't need to go into. um, so I gave Milo his first start and he started performing. And then in the off season, when the position changes were made available, it was actually Milo that came up to me and he's like, "Hey, do you reckon switching hooker to second rower would benefit the team? Because I think it would." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely it would. You do that, and I'm going to give you second rower." Because at the time we needed one. And we did that. And in his first full season at second row, or his first season at second row as a whole, he got second rower of the year. And he's nominated for second row of the year this season as well. I'm backing him in to get 2 in a row. He's been so good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think that he's certainly up there with the best. There's no one really that comes out in the 11s. Like, I would even put him over Chad Johnson. Like, that may be an absurd statement of some, but I just feel like he's been far better.
Uh, Honestly, I love Chad Johnson as a player, but in the grand scheme of things, Milo did outperform him. He may not have got those 3 games of 200 plus meters, but Milo was scoring tries consistently above 150 run meters. I think,
Weren't those 200 meters in games where it was just blowouts against Penrith? Like, I feel like it was a lot of the gain situation that favoured, like, those sort of situations favour those second rowers at 11 that don't really, they just plod the ball up, but it's not really helping their team out
yeah, I'd say
that
so.
much.
The Milo, he would score the tries too. Like Chad has been scoring tries, but I just don't think he didn't do enough for Penrith as Milo did for us.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a reason he's in leadership, But should we move on to the next team season review, which is the Titans. Finishing third, 8 wins, 5 losses, scored 312, had 322 against with a -10. Had, let's be real, awful finals losses against the Bulldogs and the Storm, and a good win against the Broncos, of course. Personally, I think your best game was against the Bulldogs, 30-6. Worst game being against the Eels. I don't like to double up on the worst game, best game stuff, but it's hard to go against this game. Losing by that margin to the Eels when you were, at the time, I believe you were still fighting for first place.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like mid-season.
Yeah. No shocker, best player was Liam Ryan. Like it's hard to argue against that at all. He's in the nominations for Player of the Year and kind of
Well deserving of that.
yeah 100%. He got Player of the Year for the TCCP award, so obviously he'd be deserving for the actual Logan Strange medal as well. It was weird your season because you started so strong, like you were keeping up with the Bulldogs. fell off the bloody wheel, and lost like 3 straight. Then he's won a few more straight, then lost a few straight. It's your rocks and diamonds, not game by game, but like he's had like your patches. But then you got into the finals and it just all fell apart.
We beat the Broncos.
Yeah, but it's just Broncos.
We considered ourselves to be the complete version of Michael McLucky. Rocks and diamonds.
Honestly, fair enough.
Unlucky at times, and McLucky at times.
I can't disagree with that, eh? I expected even you were 8 and 5 at the end of the day, but I still expected more from you guys. Because like
I did too, to be honest.
going into the season, your side looks stacked. You know,
Going into the season, all the new sides look stacked.
funnily enough, out of the 4 new sides, Bulldogs looked the weakest at the start.
I
But
agree.
what actually helped them was the fact that one of the players he went inactive, so they were able to sign a player to bolster the squad in terms of like what's the word, fluidity?
Yeah.
You know, because I think they had 3 hookers on the bench at one point.
Yeah, it was like Tedesco, Hellier, and Wallace all on the same side, wasn't it?
There was one more. I swear there was another hooker. Anyways, but he was the one that went inactive, so that they replaced him with Tavita. I won't say his last name.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna
I'm gonna try
and pronounce that.
Vuvalakwala.
Wasn't bad.
I feel like I did all right there. It's probably wrong. It's definitely wrong, but it doesn't sound awful.
I'll give you credit considering you can't even say Olakawafu correctly.
I say a Lockertower to piss off Kane. Like
Say his name for me, like his first and last name together.
Hamoli or Lockertower.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, look at that.
Why did I do that? I grabbed my empty drink instead of my full drink, and I got depressed for a second.
Welcome to me.
Anyway, so yeah, bloody. You kind of got shown up by the other members of the top 4 when you played them in the finals, making 24 errors in the 2 games that you played them.
It's disappointing though, because we beat all 3 other top 4 sides, and we lost to 2 of the others that we played in the finals, and with shocking performances.
And you lost to a few lower teams than you through the season.
Yeah, I know. It was really weird our season because we beat every top team, it seemed like, but we lost to teams that we shouldn't have lost to.
Like you lost to the Eels, Manly,
Yeah, Knights, and then it was like, who else did we lose to? So we had 5 losses: the Eels, Manly, Knights,
Broncos?
No, Broncos we beat by like 2.
Um,
Trying to think.
shit.
I'm just looking it up.
Did you beat the Raiders?
No,
No, we lost to
Raiders
the
was
Raiders.
one. Raiders we
Yeah, we
lost
lost to the Raiders.
convincingly.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
We had another one though. Because it
Warriors?
was Maddie said we were 8 and 5, weren't we?
Yeah.
The Warriors?
No, we beat the Warriors.
Give me a second. I'm almost there.
Cowboys?
Cowboys, no, I think we beat them by like 2.
Cowboys was 36-28.
Rabbits?
Raiders lost.
Yeah.
Rabbits.
It was Rabbits.
That was it.
Yeah. Probably should have remembered that because that was what we deemed as
That
your.
was like second last game.
We
and I didn't
deemed it as
remember
their best game. So. Yeah, we're idiots. You know, if you're a regular viewer of this podcast, you already know that.
So, I don't know. What was that? What did you say our best game was?
30-6 over the
Bulldogs.
Dogs.
Yeah, by far. I was thinking. I was looking through it before. Yeah, and I think Bulldogs were favourites to win that at that time as well.
Oh yeah,
And we just ambushed.
yeah. So I've given a B, but I might drop it to a B minus. It's like the 8 and 5. The record's good, but then the fact is we're 8 and 5 and still had a negative for and against. Plus your performances in the finals. Well, at least 2 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna say a B minus.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, that's about right.
Seems justified.
All right, so we'll move on to the last season review. The Bulldogs, 9 wins, 4 losses, finishing in second. Scored 330, had 283 against, with a 47 for and against. They beat the Titans, as we just covered, but then just got outclassed by the Knights. In the game that kind of mattered most, close to mattering most before a grand final, that is. Their best game, I've done 48-10 over the Eels. Worst game, no shocker, 40-12 from Penrith. I think it's probably easier to say Thomas Wallace is their best player.
Yeah, I'd agree
Yep.
with that.
Yeah. If Tatara Maxwell kept
Was
up his early season form, he probably would have easily been considered, but he didn't. Wallace is probably the only player that was consistent all throughout the whole season.
Who was their prop?
Namina, he was great.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Namina and Lillard, I believe it was. They were both really good.
Yeah.
And then their second rowers, when they actually played second row, Kobe Johnston and Cameron Hodgson both played really well too.
Yep. Their forward pack was good. They've got it's a decent forward pack.
I agree. Early in the season, they were unstoppable. But they got a bit complacent and got shown up by the eventual Wooden Spooners. And I feel like that just kind of knocked their confidence out. And like from that point, it was very shaky. They would win one, lose one, win one. To the point where I think Moana probably lost his confidence a little bit and was swapping and changing his team list. Like the one that baffled me is after beating you guys, he changed the team list for the Knights. It's like he just won.
No, he didn't beat us, did he? Oh no, yeah, in the finals.
Yeah, in the final. Yeah. So I was surprised he changed the list after winning the game.
Although they weren't good against us, to be fair, I think that we were just shitter.
So
I do agree to an extent that they were not good at all. Like, we made, what was it, 14 errors, and we were still in the game with like 10 minutes to go. It was ridiculous how we were in the game when we made so many errors and we're defending the whole game on our line.
Yeah, that does actually make a bit of sense. I didn't mention it in the Roosters one. We barely could keep the same team list week to week too, and I feel like that was our downfall as well.
Yeah, we learnt that lesson from the Knights game to not.
Yeah. Well, I've safe to say this coming off season, I'm going to do like 150 sims, perfect the side, and then probably stick with that for the whole season. Unless we lose like 3 straight.
You've already done quite a few already, Matt.
Yeah, but I don't know what my final 17 is going to be just yet.
Neither do I.
Yeah, you're just tied out of what, Kobe and Lee?
Shut up, man.
Oh, and Cyrus Marks.
Cyrus is a silver, isn't he?
I don't know.
If Cyrus is a silver, Kane can't get him.
My silver's
Get all 3. If they're all bronzes, get all 3.
I only need one position left.
Yeah.
Hey, just get all three. Get rid of one other player, two other players. It's fine.
Nah. This season I'm actually making sure I've got the right amount of gold and silver. Make
Fair
sure they were
enough.
active this time.
Anyways,
Ah.
I've given the dogs A minus. Considering
Yep.
majority
That's
of it, they were good. It was just a few bits and pieces they weren't. That and they were probably the weakest looking side out of the new sides. To get second place, to get into a prelim, well done.
B plus.
A minus, mate. A minus.
Frank
First team to actually
James.
get into the A's for this for the ratings.
Mm,
I
B
think
plus.
I think it's no shocker that bloody Storm and maybe even the Knights haven't decided on the Knights will be in the A's.
Knights would have to be in the Ace
I-
considering their back end.
See, here's the thing with the Knights. I expected good from them from the get go.
I didn't
Due
expect
to
this good from them.
I
I
expected good.
I
As
I
the
ex-
Titans, like, they were very good in the preseason for us, like in our sims. They shown at us that they were huge threats, but they started the season really poorly, but they still were there and they beat us, and then it was like an inconsistent season at
so
times.
this is probably
But
going to
by
be
the end of
repeated next week when we cover them.
Yeah.
Well, we're
They
not there
were
yet,
really
mate. We're
good at
not
the
there
back
yet.
end.
But even with the Manly game, they had us friggin' dead to rights. We couldn't do anything in the first half against them.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
should have ran away with that game.
And to the season 7 LB Strange Award, Player of the Year, KCK.
No. Nah. I think you should be talking to Liam.
Can you imagine the uproar if KCK wins that award? They already
I mean,
they
I've
already
got
hate
a
they hate us
award.
enough.
I know. The fact that I've been mentioned and in the fullback category over Barnes and Dingo, I've probably already copped it behind the scenes.
Speaking of, should we actually cover the LB Strange nominations and give our thoughts on it?
Yeah.
That's
See,
a good
we've had
segue.
we've had some fucking good segues, haven't we, tonight?
Yeah.
All right, we'll just go in order of how it was posted. The Player of the Year, got 5 nominations. I agree with 2 of them. You got KCK, Tatara Maxwell, Phoenix Murphy of all people. Sorry, mate, but no. Liam Ryan, Thomas Wallace. Liam Ryan, Thomas Wallace being the only 2 I can consider winning that award. What are your
And I
thoughts,
think
boys?
that's
Fair. Thanks, man.
I want to hear Liam Ryan's take on this. What do you think, Liam? Show me
I
that
don't know
bias.
I don't know who's gonna win, but I hope I win. I guess. I like the hope that I win.
But
Through
you
my
won in
mid-season
season 1, didn't you?
performance. Yeah, I haven't won one since season 1, but it would be nice to win another.
You
You'd be the
from
first to win
from
or second
season
person.
1, you were giving me goddamn nightmares. Like when we played the Cowboys, you scored. I think you scored a hat trick or 4 tries.
It was like a hat trick or something.
You scored all of their tries for the game, and I don't think you. I think one of them you scored directly stepping me, but you made like 10 or so line breaks, and half of them were stepping me, and I was like, this is fucked. Like I started upgrading bloody basic tackle for a bit after that shit.
Literally, whenever we played up against you, Liam, Matthew would dread it.
I was just like,
And
fuck
I
it.
think to point out for Liam though, he only had what was one bad game.
He had one bad game. The rest were good.
No. He had a fucking monstrosity of a game.
Oh no! I think
This
that would be
wasn't a
a
bad
worse.
I think the only the only
Rock
person to
you.
ever outdo him in a shitter half was actually you, Luke, when you got 0 meters in the first half.
Luke put him on the.
I did that. Although I also didn't touch the ball though.
Yeah, but Liam only touched the ball once.
I ran it over the sideline for my meter.
Honestly, actually, nah, that's worse than not touching the ball at all.
Exactly.
I just love it because I always think about that game from Liam. What was his final tally? 30-something meters or something like that?
42?
Yeah, it was like 34.
42 or something
Yeah.
like that.
40-something meters in an 80-minute performance of half.
At
I played
fullback.
40 minutes and ran nearly 200.
It's like
And
it
then-
was. I can imagine. I imagine it right here. It was like 5 runs for 34
Speaking of
meters.
comparing
It's a
fullbacks,
nightmare.
should we get into the fullback of the season award?
Another beautiful.
Fucking
segue.
segues.
You know
Fucking
what?
call me
You know
Paul
what?
Blart, motherfuckers.
No, you know what? We didn't even get everyone's opinion on who they think will win.
Liam Ryan.
Liam Ryan.
Liam Ryan.
The following
Awesome.
week he just. I think was the following week the Sharks game. No, it was the week after that. The next 2 weeks, Liam carried the Titans. To
It's like
victory.
three weeks. He
Yeah.
got like a hat trick and 2 doubles, I think, in the following 3 weeks.
Yeah, but they were
Yeah.
also coincided. They also coincided with my best games. So I was doing awesome stuff, but then Liam existed.
Anyways, fullbacks. Nominations for the fullbacks, we got KCK, Tatara Maxwell, Dom Ponkston, Liam Ryan. No surprise, 3 of the nominations are the fullbacks in the Player of the Season award. I don't think it needs much conversation in saying that if we think Liam Ryan's going to win Player of the Year, he's winning Fullback of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no, we're gonna pick someone else that didn't.
yeah.
win
Let's
Player
be
of the
let's
Season
be
for
bloody
fullback.
stupid.
He
God.
does
They're
win.
just sharing around the love.
He does
KCK
win
wins.
Player of the Year, and then they pick me or somebody else other than Liam as fullback. It's going to be a fucking uproar. So I pray they pick. If Liam does win the LB Strange, they fucking pick Liam for the fullback.
Well,
'cause
no,
they give
so
it
if he
me,
wins the LB Strange,
I
he
will
has to
cry.
get fullback because the top 3 in the LB
That's the
Strange get
rule.
their positional awards.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Liam's going to win fullback too.
All right. Well, I think it's easy just to move on there. We don't need to talk about it much. Although we can talk about Dom Ponkston, how good he's been.
Next.
Fuck him. Let's move on.
Next week.
Before you even said
We'll-
it, I was like, next.
We'll talk about him next week.
Yeah.
So, Winger of the Season, which I believe they still give 2 awards out for that. We got Michael Crimp, Xavier Demando, Cooper Gronk, Ben O'Donnell, Mika Rashford, and Marcus Square.
There's only two
Already,
positions,
I think this awards or these awards are a joke. Why the fuck is there a Warriors player there?
But this is tough though. There's some really good wingers.
It's not
It's
tough.
not. It's
There's
not.
a clear two.
It's not tough for me. It's Crimp and
got to be
O'Donnell.
Michael
It's-
Crimp and
it's-
Ben O'Donnell.
It's Crimp and O'Donnell.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Crimp and O'Donnell. But Miko Rashford had a good year. He's been.
He has had a good year, but he hasn't done as good as Ben O'Donnell or Michael Crimp.
Rashford's been overshadowed by other good players in the.
But don't get me wrong, Rashford's been great this year,
I
but
think
he's been
Fisher's
beaten by
had some
2
great
other
games
wingers.
too.
Crimp also, he was playing good enough to get a Blues debut. Ben O'Donnell playing good enough to get a Australian debut. Both given from me,
What
by the
was
way.
it? Ben O'Donnell didn't even make the Queensland squad.
I
And
think
he was
Yeah,
the most
couldn't understand
in-form winger in the comp at that time
That was
too. It wasn't
crazy.
like that he
Put it like
started
this:
slow.
me and Matthew and friggin' Martin Lachlan were laughing when Queensland didn't pick
Oh,
him.
I was going off at
We kept laughing. We're like, sweet, that's one less threat we need to worry about.
The funny thing is, Ben O'Donnell was in all of the sims I was testing against the Queensland side. And by the way, my sims, right? We could barely beat his. I made a squad for Queensland so bloody good.
It was that good. We couldn't beat it.
Yeah, and then I finally made a team list. The team list that won the series 3-0 was the squad that finally started beating Queensland. I'm like, this is the one, boys. This is the one.
Matthew made too good of a team for Queensland, and it was just orange.
And then I just had to figure out how to beat that squad. And it worked. It worked. And I'm hoping my good behaviour can get me my Blues captaincy back in 2 seasons' time.
Better start.
Fucking shedding
better
a
start,
fucking tear already.
Better start.
Are you retiring in
Fucking
2
up
years'
to work,
time?
eh?
No,
I thought you were retiring in season 10.
I'm considering it after season 10, which is season 9 is when Blues is next.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have a full season and a half really to get my
Yeah.
behaviour back on board and show the SRL board of directors. Is that what we're going to call them?
Yep.
You
The
know?
board of directors. You know, the people at the centre of everything. Speaking of
Yeah.
centres, centre of the year.
Yes, yes, that's the centre of the year. We got Dane Blaine, Jerome Daly, Mark Iron, Jack Jimmy, Lachlan McKinnon, another fucking warrior, and Marshawn Metcalf. I did see I forgot which chat it was in, but I think it was McCartney blowing up that McKinnon got centre of the year nomination instead of what's the other one? The one they think is good but isn't that good.
White.
That's it.
Oh, this wasn't Jai. This was
Snicker? Okay, excuse me for
Snicker.
mistaking those two because they're basically the same person.
That's a bit far.
Legit.
That's
I just
slander right there.
I hear, or not hear, but I see a little complaint message, a little sook. I see the Warriors icon. I'm like, which one? It doesn't matter. They say the same shit.
yeah, but
And hey,
Snicker has a lot.
there's
Snicker has
nothing
a
wrong
love
with what I'm
affair
saying
with
because what I'm saying is the
Aaron
truth,
White.
and I'm not swearing. I'm not doing anything like that. It's just I'm going to call a spade, and there's so much complaining from that team.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like Snicker has a love affair of Aaron White.
Oh my
Isn't that
god,
McCartney?
they both do. I
swear
told you
it's
they're the same
McCartney that has
person.
a love
They're the
affair
same
with him.
goddamn person.
Because there was a chat earlier tonight. Snicker said, "Oh, the erasure of Aaron White" or whatever he was saying. Or, I don't know. I was just like, "Oh, here we go again, Aaron White."
He's not even the best white in his side.
Jaden White, baby.
oh, that killed me. Anyway, Jack Jimmy obviously would be
Yeah,
one of those.
Jack
centers.
Jimmy's one.
Jack Jimmy's guaranteed.
I'd lean towards Daly for the other one.
Yeah,
I was
Jordan,
leaning
he's been
towards Daly for the
fucking
other two.
brilliant.
Mm.
It is a robbery. Hayden
Especially
Mello
at the
didn't
back
make
end
it.
of the season.
Anyways, yeah, go quiet.
So we're 5/8 there. So we may as well look at 5/8 then.
Bakers.
Bakers. It's got to be Bakers.
It's got to be Bakers. He
Callahan.
played in a side full of rookies, made like 17 or 18 tries, scored 3 or 4 tries as well as a rookie himself. He deserves it over anybody else on that list. Bontoff was great too, considering he was a rookie in a rookie side too, but Bakers outplayed him.
I want
Callahan too, I think.
Callahan had a great season. Callahan had a great
Yeah, I think it went on. But Matty can't even rate him because he's a fucking grubs player.
Callahan also had a goodish season. That's the best you're going to get from me. But again, Bakers was so far above. I can't believe, and we'll get into it.
Sorry.
I can't believe this, and we'll get into it later, that Bakers isn't even in the bloody Rookie of the Year conversation.
Yeah,
He's a rookie in 5/8 of the Year nomination, but not in Rookie of the Year. That doesn't make sense. But we'll move on from that. So we all saying Bakers?
Yep.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I guess. Fine.
You can disagree, Liam.
Oh, I kind of think Callahan, but anyway.
Yeah,
that's me.
fuck you.
3 Bakers, 1 Callahan.
So Bakers.
No, it's not a fucking voting contest.
Oh, yeah.
Screw it.
Bakers
Bauer
was
kicking a-
no. Bakers was cooking
Nah, in
all
that case,
season.
who's Bontoff?
1-1-1.
Bontoff was cruising all season. Bakers was cooking all season. I don't got anything for the other two.
Cahill was took all season. I'm kidding. I like
You're
Jack.
not sick,
I
are
like
you?
Jack. I like Jack.
Jack, like his counterpart in the soccer, was missing goals.
Okay.
All right, we're
Let's go
moving.
back.
I got
That wasn't bad.
I got nothing. I got nothing for Callahan. So we're gonna move on. Halfback of the season, we got Butler, Borsons, Tyre, and Vaughan. I think it has to go to Butler.
I bet you do.
What's that supposed to mean, huh?
I've actually got to go Butler myself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butler had
Also, I did have
One
one
of them
for,
can't kick goals, so
I did have
maybe
one for
it's-
Callahan as well, but I can't say it on the podcast.
What did you say?
I don't even know what he's saying.
What
but
did
I
you
just know
say?
it's bad.
Karen, what did you say?
I said I have one for Callahan, but I can't say it on the podcast.
Oh, okay, text it to me, please.
I will later.
No, text it now because if I deem it being allowed, I'll say it.
No, I think it's allowed, but it's a sexual term, so I don't want to say it.
All right, never mind.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay.
So yeah, are we all in agreement
on.
for Butler?
Hey,
Yeah, Butler.
All right.
yeah, fair Butler.
Props of the year. Nominations are Jackson Allison, Jesse Bennett, Stacey Pace, Hayden Davis, Brad Goodwin, John Nanai. Can't believe none of the Bulldogs props got a mention. But in saying that, as good as they are, I just think Nanai and Bennett were a class above the rest. With probably Allison
Yeah, I feel like
following
that's fair.
closely
Bennett
behind.
And
See, I don't know.
Nanai,
I don't know.
definitely.
Like Nanai, Bennett, and Allison all played really well.
That's
so
like
tough.
why
Davis
I'm
too.
saying Allison very close behind. I reckon the other two first, Allison just misses out.
See, I reckon Bennett's the only sure one in out of the three. The other
No,
two,
Yeah, I
no,
would say
no.
that Nanai
I would
played
lean.
really
I
good
would
all
lean.
season.
I would lean towards Nanai being the sure pick of the three.
really.
Nanai was
Yeah.
so destructive.
He's-
He was getting
Oh,
like
no, he sent me-
180, 190 meter games like constantly.
He was he was so good for the Knights. Like the Warriors could never get this out of him, and
Yeah, it's
as
'cause the
soon as
Warriors
he
are
came to
shit.
The Knights, that is true, but the Knights, I feel like have found his upgrade package, and it's just like, yeah, you've done your job on him. You got your platinum
The
to play their best.
yeah, that game that he versed the Titans for their first try, he sent me to the Shadow Realm. I don't miss many tackles, but Jesus, that's one of them. He absolutely bulldozed the crap out of me. So
Luke Driscoll, short man, exposed.
yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, I'll probably lean towards Bennett and Nanai.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards.
Allison,
Although I do think Hayden Davis was very good and was very underrated this season.
so was Stacey Pace though. Stacey Pace had a lot of good games as well.
He
It's a
did,
really
he
tough
did,
list.
yeah.
That's
That's
a really
see,
tough list.
pick from.
I personally
that is-
that list there, everyone could potentially win that.
That's what I'm saying. Arguably, probably the hardest list to pick from is the props.
Yeah. And probably
Exactly.
probably the first list where everyone deserves to be on that list, except for fullbacks
Mhm.
and maybe wingers. Anyways, hooker of the season, we got Rex Buckingham, Matthew Galaxy, Drew Matthews, James Fawn. That's actually a tough one to pick from too.
I'd say Thorn.
Fawn's probably been the
I-
best. I want to lean towards Drew Matthews, considering he was a
And
rookie.
and I hate to say it, but I want to say Buckingham. Buckingham had a
We
great
didn't have
season.
1-1-1-1.
I think we are, yeah.
Go on.
Before the podcast started, me and Matt was talking. I actually did say Galaxy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Jesus.
we literally got 1-1-1-1.
Oh.
Yep. Well,
I mean,
there
yeah,
you go. Speaking of close picks, we're all bloody indifferent on it.
Mm.
Fucking hell. Honestly, anyone wins that, it's deserved, and no one should complain.
It's like the
Yeah.
props; they belong there.
Although you'll still have bloody Tim James calling it the Mickey Mouse Awards,
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's not there,
guaranteed.
he's-
and you just
He's
got,
got little
you
boy
just,
syndrome, man.
you just got Mickey Mouse just jumping in, just like, "Bow wow! I don't give a fuck!" Fuck off,
Oh
Tim.
my god. Although no, to be fair, it's not these players' faults in this list that he was bang on average all year.
I wouldn't even say average.
You know, I'm just going to point out that purely based on the fact that Galaxy only has one T in his first name, he does not deserve to get the award.
Shut up, just because you hate
Oh my
every
God.
match with one T.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. The little things, right?
Like,
It's like a little trigger for Matthew. If I spell his name with one T, he doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Anyways,
That's
it's a joke
that's
for
a-
starters. But we're
Okay,
gonna
just
we're gonna
second
move on
rows.
to the second rows. We
Well,
got
Driscoll doesn't belong there. He's shit.
Logan,
Holy
guys. He doesn't belong there. He's shit.
Johnson doesn't belong there. He's shit.
No, he's all right. Kasaka's good. Kerrigan's great. Phoenix Murphy. Here's the thing: is if Murphy's in the top 3 of that 5, then he's getting the award.
I don't think he is though.
He was put into the MVP after
That's-
Logan
Yeah, but
Strange.
is he
Yeah.
top 3? There's still not. There's a chance. he's not
Unless
top
the way
3.
they do it is if there's 2 fullbacks in the top 3, they give 4th to it. You know.
But wouldn't that just mean
Maybe.
he's the best second rower named still?
If he's in the top 3, then by stats alone, he's considered the best second rower.
Well, then doesn't that mean he's probably going to be one of the second rowers?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
yeah.
Unless
And
he's
then-
4th or 5th.
I don't think it should be
And-
him. I think the two options should be Kerrigan and Johnson,
I bet you do.
or
I think
Kerrigan and Guys maybe.
I'd go
Before
Kerrigan
we
and
started,
Driscoll.
I said Johnson and Driscoll.
You know what's funny? When I said fuck Logan, Guys, he's shit. I was just like, no, he's because he's a fucking grubber. Though. Then I'm like, oh wait, no, he plays for the Storm now. So yeah, still fuck him.
Yeah. Still, I think it'll end up being Guys and probably Phoenix Murphy under what you're saying. So.
I it sounds biased, but Milo had such a good damn season.
And that's why I don't understand how. And I still think
I-
that Wally Allen should
He
be
was
in that list.
he was straight up going to be my pick for 11 for Australia, but he bloody opted out and he's playing for Ireland.
Ireland.
Ah,
With me.
I should have spoken to him like I spoke to you, Driscoll.
Yeah.
Illegal.
It's not illegal.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I tried when that whole change allegiance thing happened. I tried to swap to Ireland, and somehow I stayed at UK. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm stuck at UK then.
No, you can just tell Will Carroll to go to the best team in Ireland. He'll send you over.
I did. He's just like, hold on, I'll try and find it, and then nothing. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll just play for UK.
Speaking of Ireland and Lucky Charms, we got Lock of the Season. That was a stretch for a fucking segue, but we got it anyways.
So are we gonna lock that in? Are we?
We're gonna lock it in.
That's literally what I was going to say for second rowers to move to locks, but that ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never happened. It never happened.
Anyways, locks. We got Coda Diab, Lachlan Martin, Luke Short, Thomas Wallace. I've been vocal about this to you guys prior, and I think I said it into the SRL chat as well. The only player here deserving to get lock of the season, because he played the whole season there, is Coda Diab. And I've had my differences with him being a good player. I've always said he's a good player, just didn't think he was as good as me. But the other boys didn't play all too many games at lock.
Lock of the season.
No, he had a good
No,
back.
I'm
He
gonna-
had a good back end, but he played not most, but he played almost half the season at prop.
So I'm gonna take off my Titans hat, and I'm just gonna say it's gonna be Coda Diab.
Yes.
Like Coda Diab.
Luke,
Like,
come on, you're supposed to
amazing.
defend me.
No, I can't, man. Coda Diab played probably best. Even I think he could even challenge Matty in terms of lock. Like he
No,
played great.
no.
for
So
them,
here's what I was about to say. Speaking of that, is if I was even in the mentions, this all wouldn't be a fucking question because it'd go to me.
Let's go.
And like I'm not going to release the information as to why. I'm just gonna go with fucking. I was one of the best fucking locks this season, and I say it would go to me. It'd probably still go to Wallace, but I don't agree with it going to Wallace because I think he played one, maybe two games where he only played lock in the game.
Yeah.
I think 10 or 11 of the games he played this season, he played 40 at hooker, which bumps those stats up high. Because you're gonna get a 200 plus meter game every game if you move to hooker at the second half.
That's right.
And you're going to get those tackle breaks most likely.
And meters is like one of the biggest point gainers in terms of the LB Strange points.
And
Like
that's
if
why
you get high meters, it
nature
means
as
more
well.
than a line break if you get high meters.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but
tackle breaks is quite high too.
Yeah,
which
tackle breaks
are-
is 100% high.
And
but
locks and
that's why-
hookers get the opportunity to do that,
Yeah.
and in 40 more minutes, that hooker, that's going to be good for him.
But that's why I don't like basing points off stats.
See,
I think it should be it should be eye tested.
So I think in next season they're doing like the 6 point way, where you're gonna have one of the commentators or the commentators vote on a 3-2-1 for the game they watch, but then also have the stats determine the other 3-2-1.
Okay.
So
cool.
you're gonna get
Because I
best of both worlds, which I really like that idea. And you have the
I do too.
commentators. You have the commentators do it because you know they watched the game.
Yeah.
Because like I remember back
And
in the
that's-
day, you had like your designated voters for each of the games, but you couldn't
God,
you
that
couldn't
was terrible.
you couldn't be sure that they even watched the game. They might have said, "Oh, I can't be stuffed," and check the stats. Like bloody
Yeah, right.
back in those days, Malachi Booth got bloody Player of the Year, which he was good for us, but he didn't deserve all those points.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I mean. So, because I brought this up, I'm like, it's looking at stats. Like, there are important moments in games where players deserve points, like because they'll have a solid, like particularly like if you look at say 40-minute props. 40-minute props often overlooked, but they'll have those 40 minutes will be fantastic for what they've done, but they don't rank with
like
say someone
a
like
good
us.
example, Bruce Buckley. He had a good season.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's why
And
I
a
like
lot
the
of
whole
what
idea
Bennett
of
did was
having someone.
defensively. Like Bennett
Yeah.
had his good offenses, scoring doubles and stuff like that, but a lot of what he did for the Grubs was putting those shots on, forcing the ball loose, doing all that jazz.
Flipping someone on their back over the try line.
Yeah,
That's how we
absolutely,
can-
like absolutely destroying like rookies.
That's it.
Matty,
Alright.
Matty.
Well, I'm
Right.
also going Diab.
What's up? What's up, Luke?
I forgot. I thought everyone had picked. I was giving you the segue.
I know you were, that's why I said I'm also going Diab. That's why he said putting shots on rookies. That
Yes,
brings us into rookie of the
I
season.
wasn't looking.
Oh,
I guess you could say I wasn't looking. Anyways, rookies. That was a bad joke. Rookies of the season. The nominees are Aaron Beckman, Bradley Callahan, Drew Matthews, Michael McLucky. Considering I've done him as the hooker of the year for me, I reckon Drew Matthews.
I wish I could say McLucky. I wish I could.
How many games
there
did he
are
play?
moments where-
How many games did he play last season?
I don't.
He played like one in regular season and played 2 finals.
Okay,
Yeah,
technically still a rookie, but he did start last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was saying with McLucky is like rocks and diamonds. He can do the most amazing things in games, but in that same breath, he will pass it to the touch judge.
Yeah.
And
On
he'll
that
kick it out in the
on that
full.
note, his 2 rocks and diamonds to be considered rookie of the year.
Yeah. So I like Beckman this year. Beckman played really well. Same with
When
Callahan.
he was on the field
Mm,
He got injured once.
twice.
twice. But he played a hell of a
Yeah,
game in the second one. He got injured. He played a hell of a game before that.
I think, in all things considered, it's Matthews or Callahan.
I think
I
it's going to
think
be.
it's
I think it might
Callahan
be
for me.
Callahan just because he's been mentioned already in 5'8" of the year. So I'm starting to think he's going to get 5'8" of the year and Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but Drew Matthews was mentioned in
Booker
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
I guess that's
Okay.
a factor.
Although the
Hmm.
in saying that, bloody, they probably could both lose their positional awards, and one of them gets the rookie. Who knows?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. It sounds biased, but I'm gonna go Beckham because I believe he was a massive thing for us this year.
Honestly, Beckman's honestly an underrated pick in the rookie of the season. But speaking of underrated players, let's talk about the underrated player of the year award. There we go. Back to the segues. Fucking Trayvon
There we go.
Sakahu, Michael Crimp, Luke Driscoll, and John Tabasco. If you ask me what I think's going to be the pick, I think it's going to be TBK just to bloody give a pat on the back to the Storm because bloody Will K's commissioner and probably makes the final decision.
Some people have written TBK letters underneath it.
Legit.
Yeah.
It's one of them is TBK, the other one's Jack Jimmy, Storm players.
Yeah.
So I don't think TBK's underrated though. Actually, if
I
anything,
don't think he is either. I think
feel
he's
like it's
overrated.
And
John Tabasco.
I feel like a lot of people tried to chase him after last year.
Tabasco and Driscoll were underrated and are now correctly rated.
Mm. Yeah, at the start of the season, I was very underrated.
I feel like Crimp's about fairly rated. I
think they're all fairly rated.
I think Tabasco out of the four. I think
I reckon we just
is like the most overrated though.
I reckon this
very
award
overrated.
is the award that we give Driscoll for participation. Like in the TCCP awards, we gave a defensive player of the year, just so he could get an award. So we've.
I actually do think Driscoll deserves it though.
He does. He actually does.
A lot of his stuff does go unnoticed.
Put it this way.
Look at all my tackles. No one noticed.
Other than himself always going on about it.
Put it this way. I didn't know who you were until you started jumping on the podcast, and then I started paying attention to your game more and realizing that you were actually very good.
No, because it's actually really surprising. So, because it was like the longest meme ever. Hey, Liam, was just how slow I was. And people just like people not noticing that I'm getting closer and I'm getting faster because I started off with 30 speed or 32 speed and 28 acceleration.
I mean, I started around that. I think I was on like 40 speed and like 40 acceleration.
And it was just, yeah. And so everyone's just like, 18-minute prop Driscoll.
God.
And that's why I was lucky this year is that they threw me into 12. Because otherwise I probably would have just...
Yeah, we needed a 12. And then it was like, oh, Driscoll's the best one available.
Well, there you go.
Driscoll with the 76 basic tackle. Let's grab him.
Are we voting Driscoll for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, Driscoll tells his life story. Come on, guys, let him tell his Sorrel story.
We've already heard it.
Yeah, no, Tabasco. It's just it probably will go to TBK, but I just don't think he's underrated. I actually think he was a decent player when he signed, and
you know what it is. It's because I wouldn't play TBK in the Blues when Will K was like saying he has to be picked. I'm just like, no, he's not. He's not better than Butler. He's not better than him.
Everybody,
he wanted TBK to at least be better.
Underrated. Click the LD. The Luke Driscoll all the way.
Yes. Anyways, we'll move on to the bench player of the season. There's a bunch of names here, but I think the only correct pick is Tabasco. You got Downey, Feely, Murray, Simpson, and Tua, and obviously Tabasco as well. Tabasco has to be picked.
Surely.
Most definitely.
But again,
but
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Murray. Because
I think
for the
this
same
would be-
reasons as TBK, sorry to cut you off, because bloody Will K was bloody adamant on putting Riley in the blue side too, as a bench prop. I'm just like, no, we have too
You wanna know
many.
the
We
funniest
have
part
too many
about that?
good props.
what is
He
that
wasn't even a
nepotism?
part of the leadership group for the Blues. Instead, he still kept trying.
Yeah, it's because like obviously he's commissioner, and me and Will talk all the time. So he's going to put his 2 cents in, and because he commentates the games, I do take his opinion,
Yeah.
like respectfully. But respectfully, if he's wrong, I'm going to say he's fucking wrong. And with TBK and Murray, that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah, what was he
Murray's anywhere
saying?
near the standard.
TBK over Butler.
Yeah.
And well, let me guess, he said fucking Murray over Hayden Davis. Like, fuck you.
I
Seriously.
don't know if it was directly over Davis, but he said he should have at least played that that bench prop role. But
Anyway,
our bench props were Brad
yeah.
Goodwin and fucking Rahul Kawal. So, yeah, good luck.
Downey played a lot of good games off the bench for us, but he would go quiet too. Like he'd have quiet games where you forget he even exists.
He's not making 200 plus meters in 2 games in a row off the bench playing 40 minutes. He's not doing that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so. That's what I mean. So yeah, it has to be Tabasco. Just
That's to me.
Tabasco.
We'll move on to most improved player of the year. We got Davis, Diab, McLucky, and Sadler. Personally, I think it goes to Diab.
I'm going to disagree and say
Davis.
Sadler's played a great season.
Sadler's had a great season, but Diab he went from bench prop to starting lock, getting nominated, and is probably going to get lock of the year.
I'm probably going Diab as well.
Yeah, and like I'm not even the biggest fan of the bloke. I'm not, and I'm still picking. Yeah, and I'm still picking him. I think it's him.
I'd be happy with Sadler winning it as well, though. He's had a killer season as well.
And in saying that, Sadler's had a killer season, and I've loved Davis's work to the point he got a blue spot. But yeah, I still think it's Diab.
Yeah, I don't think Davis or McLucky will feature in that. I think it's out of those two, but I still think Sadler, fantastic. He just had a fantastic season.
Funnily enough, we had an opportunity to sign Diab. We opted against it, but that's for next season, not last season. But yeah.
In saying that, I think next year McLucky will be very much a rising star.
I was gonna say that. Fuck. Right, rising star of the season award. We got Cruz Bontoff, Shaq Attack, Kalen Kelly, John Tabasco.
It's Shaq Attack. I don't care. If it isn't, I'm riding. Has to be Shaq Attack.
Isn't he more known for his Shaq defense though?
Yeah, but I don't care. Just great season.
I remember his first game wasn't that fucking great.
See, this is a tough one to pick, but I'm going to go Bontoft.
Or Kalen Kelly. Actually, Kalen Kelly played great for the Eels.
I was almost going to sign him.
Yeah, no, he actually had a really good season with the Eels too.
Yeah,
that's a tough list now that I think about it.
He played pretty well for Manly before he actually went with the limited minutes he had.
Yeah, I just going off the Eels games because
he really stepped. He got a lot more chances at the Eels, a lot more minutes, which was good for him.
So what are our picks? I've got Bontoft.
I'm still going to go Shaq Attack.
I'm going to go Bontoff. Ryan?
What? Oh, sorry.
God damn it, Ryan! Rising star, Bontoff, Attack, Kelly, or Tabasco?
I think it's It has to be Tabasco, right? Bench player of the season. We have to do him Rising Star too.
I wonder why you're picking him, huh? Sorry.
That was a poor performance from you.
Anyways,
Mm.
speaking of that, performance of the season award. We got Wally Allen round 3, Chaz Dingo round 13, Will K round 12. Get fucked, Will. And Tavita Vuvlaquala round 10. Chaz Dingo round 13. 5 tries, broke the record.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah. The sad part is he lost that game, but still.
Oh, yeah, that was a great game though.
Oh, yeah, it was a hell of a game, too.
It's a good game to watch.
I'm just going back to have a look at this.
I'm pretty sure
I think I remember it.
Wally Allen, I think he scored a double, ran for like 200 and something meters.
Wasn't it like 250 meters or something?
It was a good amount.
He at the start of the season, just absolutely like.
He set the world on fire. He got that 11 spot for a reason for the Blues, you know?
There it is. What has he done? He had 233 minutes.
If you're talking,
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Chaz, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. We all in agreement, Chaz Dingo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That moment of the season was just like...
Shut the fuck up, Kane. We've done enough fucking segues. You're really trying hard now, eh? Anyway.
I stole a couple of mine, so I have to get some back.
Speaking of Chaz, he's in this as well. Chaz Dingo scores 5 tries, breaking the record. We got Cooper Gronk scores off the crossfield kick. Chaz Dingo wins the game in Golden Point in round 10. That was the one against the Raiders, I believe. And then the last one, which they got wrong, Broncos staged comeback to make finals. That wasn't the case at all. It was actually the Warriors staging the comeback and fell short.
And then the last one, Luke Driscoll absolutely breaks NBT's legs.
If that was
Whatever
there, we're
round
voting
that
for
was.
that, but it's not, so I'm voting. I'm voting for Chaz Dingo winning the game in Golden Point.
And then under that also says Liam Ryan 40 meters for a game.
Fuck you.
Sorry, brother.
I actually remember that.
If
Chaz
we're
Dingo
gonna
winning the
if
game
we're gonna
in Golden
pick
Point,
biased
that was a great moment.
if we're gonna pick biased performances against the Sharks, my performance against the Shark was pretty damn good. Try assist, 230 odd run meters, 20 odd tackles.
No one asked.
You know, Kane.
Oh.
I don't like your fucking tone.
That's okay. I don't like you, so it works out
This
fine.
podcast is a lot better when you're sleeping through the fucking thing.
I agree. Sleep is good.
Honestly, I feel that right now. Anyway, so that's all the awards we've covered.
We
Considering,
didn't vote on it.
yeah, we did. We fucking said fucking Chaz. I said Chaz.
I never heard Liam say a word about it.
Yeah, Liam doesn't say much at all.
And I didn't
He's
even
too
hear
busy
Driscoll
fucking
say
trying to
it
remember how to fucking run for more than a meter and a half.
I didn't hear Driscoll say it either.
Yes, I did. I said that. I remember that game. I said I remember that game that Chaz won the game in Golden Point.
Yeah, but I
would
didn't.
pick that one.
Oh, I didn't hear you say you picked that one. I'm good. I could go to either of the Chaz ones, but yeah, the Golden Point. What about you, Liam?
I feel like it was the one where he got the back and then scored his 5th try. Send it the Golden Point or whatever.
No, you're mixing two of them.
You're mixing 2 games together.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Fuck!
Screw it. Just do both.
Both of that is in the moment of the season, just different games.
Hold on,
One was round
one not
13,
bad.
and one was round 10.
Damn it! They're both combine them.
Nice try, you cooked unit.
All right. Let's move on to Sunday's game, shall we? Because we're in OT.
Okay.
We got the SRL Combine game, which I believe is a game full of up and coming players,
I need to interrupt you.
You fucker.
Where do I see this?
I don't know, maybe where the team list are in Team List Thursday?
Thank
Fucking idiot.
you.
Anyway, so we got Mike's 13. I don't know why it's 13, isn't there 17 in the team? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's the island team.
We got fucking Lee Simon at fullback. Watch him have a bloody blinder, and we're never going to hear the fucking end of it.
Yeah, but
Well,
he
I
still
can
won't
say-
get signed.
All right,
He'll go
so
to the Bears with Luke Driscoll.
yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this.
Siamana Fagai.
Yeah.
Mania
That
Suamana
was even
Fago.
worse.
I don't care. Cian Walker, Logan Seymour in the centres. Errol Ray Fuck, I fucked the easy one up. Errol Ray Romano, the other winger. Your halves are Joseph Jackson and John Bakers. Nathan Anderson and Oos Willis. Is this even in order? Fuck me, Aiden Lawrence is a hooker? Okay, I'm tripping tits. So you got Aiden Lawrence at hooker. We got Eddie Devon, Kalen Kelly in the second row with Ilias at lock. Fuck these names, bro. Then we got McEnroy, Attack, McKinnon, and Brown on the bench for Mike's 13. One of you want to say Luke's one so I don't butcher any more?
I'll give it a crack. At fullback, we've got Lachlan Cock. On the wings, we have Joey June and Corey Boyd. In the centres, we have Jackson Chapman and Dane Blaine. In the halves, we have Lightning McQueen and Matty Johns. In the props, we have Joe Turner Jr. and Jalen
Saltner.
Saltner.
Oh, I had to zoom right into the purple scroll.
Yeah, it is.
Hooker, we have Tom Jameson. In second row, we have John Tabasco and Felix Stoddard.
Stoner.
At lock, we have Liam Evans. On the bench, we have Zachariah Sargentini.
Zachariah Sagarini.
This purple is horrible.
No, it's
Just
the whiter background behind it that throws it off.
Justice Daly, Stafford, and Sonny Sharp.
You heard it here first. I think Simon beats Cox.
So I've got something interesting. So we did actually, we've simmed this game, and so we've got to do it again, commentate it, so I can talk. I can talk about the one that's not going to be used, right?
I don't know. It's up to you.
I'd say let's not, because we're more in the spirit of pretending it's real.
Okay.
So in the timeline, it doesn't exist. So
No, it's not canon. Obviously, it's not canon.
It's not canon. Yeah. It's the GT of this shit. Anyways, I personally looking at the side, I actually think Luke's side is the better side.
I think Mike's side's a win.
Yeah, I would think so. I feel like Mike's side's a little better.
I don't know about
got a bit
having
more quality.
I don't know about having a prop playing 12. I don't know about. Actually, I do know about Locks playing hooker. They actually generally do pretty good. So I actually like Lawrence at hooker.
Ooh.
So I'm going to just be biased and say mine and Luke Short's team's going to win.
Actually, yeah, I'm looking at it more. I think Luke's team, yeah. Like, I had to really get a closer look because that purple on the white's really fucking with me. But yeah.
I read the names without actually properly looking.
Yeah. Are we all in agreement for Luke's team?
Actually, yeah, I am going to go Luke's team.
No, fucking Mike's team.
Okay.
Mike's team's gonna win by 6-10. I
Jeez.
know it's really odd, but like I feel like I've got a gut feeling the team's gonna gel well.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, watch Lee Simon pull a 300-meter game out of his hat.
Dude.
He gets 6 tries.
Hell will fucking freeze over if that shit happens.
No, you're
Oh,
signing him then. Me and the are forced to sign him.
I'm not signing anyone.
If Lee scores a hat trick or more, Manly have to sign Lee.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm not agreeing to this.
yeah, but we are.
Are,
So
are you
have
you
to.
not agreeing to this because you're scared he actually might?
You can't say nothing won't happen in the SRL.
All right,
So, yeah.
fair enough. That's the answer you're supposed to say. Anyways, Liam, would you like to read out K's All Stars?
Yeah, sure. So at fullback we got Chance Bunce. On the wings we got Nehana, Broughton, Thompson, and Joey Kelly. In the centres we got myself and Og. In the halves we got Luke Thompson and Mike Borsons. And then at props we got Luke Short and Jordan Lewis. At hooker we got Mark Lee, who's the goal kicker. At second row we've got Kobe Johnston and Phoenix Murphy. At lock we got Chris Lord.
Sorry to cut you off. Will K's made an illegal side. You're not allowed to start at centre.
That's what I mean. I said it the other day. I
You're not
wasn't
allowed.
happy
You're not
about
allowed
it.
to start at centre. You're fullback
That's
half
what I
winger.
literally raised my concerns in chat. I was like, nah, I can't play center. And then they're like, oh, it's a freaking showcase game. It doesn't matter. And then we're like, the Titan boys are like, what? So you can play you can play fullbacks at prop. Like, same logic. If you're saying that I can play at center when I can't, you could basically chuck anyone
The easy
anywhere.
fix is just put Bunce at centre because he's still legally allowed to play there.
Yeah, exactly. Or just put Kelly in the centers.
That
Or
works
that,
too.
yeah.
That works too.
And then on the bench we got Stace Pace, Davis, Hayden Davis, Milo Kerrigan, and Cyrus Marks.
I'm happy Marlo got a pick.
Driscoll, you good for
Cyrus was,
ties?
I think, a wheel pick or something like that.
I can do the Messiah's team list. So obviously on the bench we've got Amac, Jesse Bennett, Lennox Prakash, Brad Goodwin.
Why are you going bottom top? Bottom to the
Why
top?
are you starting with the bench?
You start a fullback, goddammit! I hate this already.
Do I correct you?
different. I wanted to be different. You all did it your way, so I was like, I'll just do it.
We did it the right way.
Okay.
You did it the wrong way.
So fullback is Chaz Dingo. On the wings we have Tyrone Clay and Tatira Maxwell. In the centres we've got Eli Barnes and KCK. That's a whole lot of fullbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fullbacks in the other side too.
At 6 and 7 we've got Jack Carl and Damien Moana. At number 8 we have Lachlan Martin. At number 9 we've got Tim James. At number 10 Jackson Allison. 11's Chad Johnson. Number 12's that legend Luke Driscoll. 13 is the King Matty Harris. I've only said it once in my life and I'll never say it again.
The one time you called me king is when I'm no longer.
Yeah, that's right. And then on the bench, Amac, Jesse Bennett, Lennox Prakash, Brad Goodwin.
I'm surprised
That's
Yeah, I was gonna say.
that's a very forward heavy.
Yeah, that's all
bench.
props. Looking at the sides, I personally think Ty's got the better side. Like that forward pack is just, you know.
Yeah, that's a perfect. Actually, yeah.
I feel bad because 3 of us are on one side and 1 of us are on the other, so I think we all know which way we're going to be leaning.
Yeah, we're going Ty's. Fuck Will K.
Yeah, no, but I mean, Liam's definitely going to have to say K.
But I don't like I'm playing center.
You shouldn't.
I don't
be
want
playing
you to
center.
You should be the fullback.
You really should be.
Maybe I'll just pick Tyres just out of anger that they picked me
Out
at
of
centre.
spite. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, out of spite.
And the fact that you legally shouldn't be allowed to be there.
That's what I mean. That's what
I
makes
feel
me
like
pissed off.
your game where it's an All-Stars match showing off the SRL, you should play by the rules. You know what I mean?
And it's
Um,
like if you want some of the marquee names in the SRL playing in it, you still fit the same team. Just move Bunce or move Kelly.
You just simply just swap
during-
Bunsen and Liam.
So during that draft, I think I was third pick for Sonny.
Something like
It was
that. I remember seeing the names when you were like third or fourth.
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was a draft.
there was a draft, and I'm like screaming out like once they got
Out
to
of-
the
out of
hookers, I'm like,
curiosity.
Mark Lee, and then Tim joined in and was like, "Oh, pick me, Sonny." I'm like, "Oh, I wanted Mark."
Out of curiosity, how far down the pick was I?
You were last. You were
Oh.
literally last.
Okay,
picked.
I thought Will said that to fuck with me. Oh.
No, so it was really weird because there was a lot of people there shouting out different names, and then it got down to the last one, and then someone just goes, "What about Matty Harris?" And Sonny just goes, "Oh yeah, Matty. Yeah, we'll take Matty."
Fuck.
Out of curiosity, where did I get this?
At least, I may have been an afterthought, but at least I was a thought.
Where was I picked, Driscoll?
Somewhere in the middle. You might have actually been just after me from memory, actually.
I don't know why they did. They picked me like fourth or something, but were planning to play me centre. I think there's something in it that maybe it's like
They were planning to put you in the halves, and then that just went down.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't get like how can you have so little care about someone like that? It doesn't make sense.
Like,
to me.
he's literally our LB Strange medalist for this year, and he's playing fucking centre.
Well, suspected LB Strange medal winner.
Yeah, but Bunch isn't even in like the top 5 fullbacks.
No, he's not even in the nominations. You know what that is? That was just like Sneeko and bloody Jai getting in his head.
Put it like this, Liam. The two fullbacks that are in the nominations that are in both of these teams aren't even at fullback. They're both in the centres.
All right, just as an FYI, don't try and check the chat because I did start putting them in order. They were getting picked in the chat on that where they did the draft. Don't try and do that because you just get kicked out of this chat.
Okay, fair enough. All right, should we move on to the big one, grand final?
Yep.
Melbourne, 1 through 17. They haven't changed anything. That's fair enough. Knights, they actually look 1 through 17 from the team that beat the Bulldogs as well. So, good on them. Good luck to everyone but Melbourne.
I've actually had a brief conversation with Ponkston, and I can't remember what we were saying, but I was like, oh, good luck against the Bulldogs or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I hope you lose. I was like, what?
Motherfucker. That's so...
And he goes, I really, really want to beat Will Kay in the grand final. And that's why, like, after we'd lost and the Knights had won, I sent through, well, you get your chance now to do what you just said to me.
Like I said earlier in the podcast, the whole SRL is ready for the Knights right now.
Yeah, sure. Everyone is.
Except for the Storm.
Yep, including me.
Right.
So I've gone Knights 9 to 18.
I've still tipped Storm 9 to 18 because I want to get my tip right. Because it's just
My
more
bets
likely.
was Knights 9 to 18, but I'm not sure if that actually happens.
I've also tipped Storm 9 to 18.
We've tipped the result we don't want happening. but it's not. Let's be
Maybe your
real.
result.
What?
I don't really
what,
want
you
to
want
see
the Storm
the
win?
Twins, but I'm going Knights.
You don't want the Storm to win. You fucking hate the Storm. Okay, don't
Come on,
don't
Kane,
fuck
you
around
can't
with
say
me,
you
mate.
want
I
the
know
Storm
who
to
you
win.
are.
Kane.
Only the Storm.
You're gonna have an acid bath after that just to clean yourself. After saying that.
Maybe. I hate the Storm as much as you hate the Rabbitohs.
You know,
Oh,
to be
No, I
fair,
don't think
fair,
anything can top that.
God,
I mean,
I can't. Oh.
I had a different kind of bath after I had to sing their song, so you know.
Yeah, the toaster bath.
Live, laugh, toaster bath. Am I right?
Oh my god.
But yeah, so yeah, all in agreement. Newcastle, we want to win, but probably Melbourne is going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Melbourne Yacht Club.
No,
Alright.
no, Melbourne, no. We don't want them to win. I just want to make that explicitly clear.
None of us want them to win. We do not want them to win, but they're expected to win.
But that doesn't mean that it will happen because underdogs in the grand final.
Yeah, like
That
season
kinda
2.
works.
Like let's cover
That's what I was
that game in
thinking of.
detail.
Like, you
Oi.
thought of my segue.
Alright. Let's cover that game in detail, shall we? We've never done that before on this podcast.
No, not in detail.
We're in OT. We're not going to do that. We're just going to quickly cover this World All Stars and Australia A's. I'm just going to go out and say it. These sides look no better than the Broncos season 8 team list.
That's a bit of a...
I'm looking at it and I'm just like, not the strongest list I've seen. And I get it, they are made up of players that didn't make the first ranked sides. But I'm not exactly too keen to watch this. I'm going to, because it's part of my job as a podcast bloody host. Which by the way, we will do a special for the podcast for the international games because it's like 4 games to cover, so we can actually do that. And probably in that episode we will cover potential season 8 team lists for everybody because I think by the time the international games are done, I think everybody would have confirmed their 7 teams.
Let's get real. Everyone's pretty much got their 17s already.
No, maybe.
There's no fucking maybe about
Hey,
it.
speaking of fucking
There's the amount of
confirmed,
people I have spoken to that have said, "Oh, I've already committed to a different team for next season." It's like, nah, everyone's got a fucking team.
no, you'd be surprised because I had a Roosters supporter committed to us and got backflipped from he who shall not be named from the Broncos, convincing him to not go to us.
Yeah, but that person was an idiot.
I am not allowed to comment on this.
I am allowed to say someone's an idiot.
However, I will say that we got one back because we convinced another bronze that was going there from us to come back to us. That being Josh Jensen. So we were replacing Josh Jensen with, I'm just going to say it, it's Pato. We were replacing Josh Jensen with Pato, considering how good Pato was playing for Manly. And he's a Roosters supporter. And then I get told a couple days ago, oh yeah, by the way, Pato's not coming to us anymore. He's going to the Broncos. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought he was a Chook supporter. And then we were thinking about replacements, like who could play center. I'm like, we could always just try to talk to Jensen because he can get the starting spot, which is what he's wanted. I messaged Jensen. I'm like, you can have the starting role. You can stay at the club. And he's just like, all right, sweet. I'm telling Broncos I'm backflipping. I'm like, beautiful. Thank you. Like, make sure you say the words backflip. And yeah, so I got the handshake immediately, sent it to Will, and it's confirmed.
Nice.
I think the only side next season I want to beat more than the Grubs is Broncos at this point.
I thought you were going to say Titans.
Nah. Like I'd like to go undefeated. Like, let's be real. Everyone wants that.
But that's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
Like the sides are
All,
so
all,
even at
all
this
I'm
point
saying
that
is
I don't think it's ever gonna
I'm
happen.
still the only captain to go an entire season undefeated.
You know how much that makes me like wanna spew?
I'm
That's the
happy
word.
I was a part of it.
Yeah, participation award.
I was the VC.
Driscoll's lucky he wasn't here for that because I think he would be with me on that.
Everyone
I am
fucking
here for this. What,
So,
so
what do you
much.
mean? I'm still here.
no,
I
no,
am still here. What are you
No,
talking
I'm
Like-
about?
talking about season 3.
season.
When you talk about when Manly were the best team ever.
Yeah, we won all 7 regular season games and then by finals games, and not to mention we still hold the record for the best defensive team, only conceding 10 points per game in that season.
And what was
And
their
the
final
grand final
record?
wasn't
Wins
even
in a row?
close.
Final, we won 20 games in a row. Started in round 6, season 2, ended in the first finals match in season 4. So
We
yeah.
didn't even come close to Manly in that fucking grand final in season 3.
30 to
Although
2.
we didn't in season 2 either.
Nah, that's good times. Anyways, I think that just about covers it.
Yep.
Fuck the
Yep.
grubs.